Meeting official time 10:11. Members present: Joe Moran, Fred Beal, and Ken Upham. Minutes of the last meeting.
Lakeville Cemetery Commission meeting minutes, December 10th, 2019. The meeting was called to order at 10 o'clock by Chairman Upham in the local history room of the Lakeville Public Library. Members present: Commissioners Upham, Beal, and Morton. Guest: John Malidi. A motion was made and seconded to change the order of the agenda to speak with John Malidi to discuss ongoing fence repair projects. The rods and posts at McCully Cemetery have been repaired. Haskins is partially done. The rods and posts at Strobridge need to be repaired, and setting of the posts and rods at Thompson Hill and Precinct is ongoing. The fence at Thompson Hill, which was hit by a car, has been repaired. The cemetery condition needs to get posts to complete the work at Thompson Hill and Precinct. If we supply the posts by April, the job can be completed by June. Mr. Malidi will call a contact for granite posts in Dartmouth and let us know what he finds out. Chairman Upham received a call from the member of the Whitney family. They need to pay $50 for the recording and provide a copy of the death certificate. The current balance in the commission account is $11,427.62. Minutes of the August 19th, 2019 meeting were read and approved. In old business, the survey of Strobridge Cemetery is off by 1 row. We need to contact John Pink to redo the survey. The year-end report will be due soon. Chairman Upham suggested that we discuss our accomplishments of 2019 at the next meeting. The meeting was adjourned at 10:46 a.m.
Right. I make a motion. Make a motion to accept.
I'll make a motion to accept.
Approved. Minutes will be typed and sent to be online. Old business. Strobridge Cemetery is completed, and we sent the check to John at Southeast Fence.
Right?
Southeast Fence has not had the opportunity yet to check on the post. Talked to John yesterday. He said that he will be going next week. Have been unable to locate John Pink. I will keep trying. Okay, new business. Fred, are you aware that when we have a burial,
Yeah.
and Chris digs there, he gets paid, but he gets paid out of our budget?
Right.
Doesn't sound correct. I was talking to Joan about this, and so we have the budget of $13,000 a year.
Right.
If we have, say, 5 burials a year, that $5,000 comes right off our budget, but the money goes into the general fund. So why is it that we are paying for this when it should come out of the general fund to begin with? Because we pay them back to general fund, so there's no loss at all. So what do you think we should do about it? That's the answer right there.
Well, if this has been happening every year for years, been going into general fund, and they take it out automatically from and to the general fund, knowing that's what they're going to do, correct? That's what you're telling me.
Yeah, so,
Okay, so what we got to do is pre-fund that money into our funds so that we're basically doubling up on that money.
now who handles that? Finance committee?
I'm guessing the finance committee, because they set the budgets.
Now, so that we don't lose it, we have to double up on that amount of money into our fund.
Send it, give it back to us.
All right.
Right.
Okay, so,
Now, I'd gladly go talk to whoever takes care of the.
well, I don't think at this stage that we should do it verbally. I think we should send a letter to the finance committee identifying the
Yes.
issue and ask them for recourse.
I would, right. This, best place to start, and then you and I, or all three of us can go and discuss the issue
Okay, so
with the pertinent.
I'll make a motion, the commission sends to the finance committee a clarification of how our money is expended, especially in view of burials, and how can we recoup this? So we're going to ask them for a clarification. And if we can have this come out of the general fund or be repaid after each, that's going to be difficult because they're not going to go back and take it out of the general fund to pay us all the time.
No?
What they should be doing is not touching that money, period. Okay? So we have to sit down and decide who's going to be paying that money.
Okay, I'll draw up a letter and then I'll send it to both of you and you look at it, and if you want to add to it or make another comment on it, we'll do
Okay.
that. So I'll send them. So I made a motion, agree with it?
I second the motion.
Okay, motion is carried. So I'm going to send a letter to them, but not before both of you look at the letter.
That's fine.
All right? Okay, number 2, exception to cemetery rules and regulations. The rules and regulations state that veteran cemeteries specifically, which we're talking about now, is that we give, for $256, we allow a veteran to be buried in a veteran cemetery. So that's $1 for the cost of the lot. So I'm making a motion that we give Fred Beal a plot, his choosing, at the Veteran Cemetery for $1 in accordance with Massachusetts general laws on transfer of land, and to eliminate the perpetual care fee. And this plot is given for his dedication for the past
Many years as a cemetery
9
commissioner.
years in the Cemetery Commission.
I second that motion wholeheartedly.
Okay, approved and passed. And I will have the deed written up and with a letter of thank you for your service. So this will be in, you made it as an exception to the rules
I
and
did,
regulations.
exception, yep.
You want to discuss Rome Barber and his,
Ron Barber's working on the wall at McCully Cemetery. He's getting as many stones as he can that have fallen over the back and bringing them back and fixing the cemetery wall. But he feels he needs a pallet of field stones to fill in all the gaps where the stones are missing. So he's asking the cemetery commission if they'll purchase a pallet of stones that he can use to continue repairing the wall.
So that's one thing that we need to have done.
I don't see any reason.
Huh?
I don't see why we wouldn't do that repair.
Yeah.
He's been going to different stone places around just to get the best price and to see the kind of stones that will match the ones that are
Right.
there.
Right.
Yeah.
He's trying to get as many as he can from behind the wall because a lot of them have been falling over and then they're covered in the leaves, but it was working on the wall, then we got rain and it froze, so he's gonna go back when things unfreeze.
Right.
We have up in a veteran cemetery, the sign that says Veteran Cemetery, and when it is established, but we don't have any other recognition there. So I'm proposing that we have a plaque made that shows when it was done and who the proponents of it were. And of course, it was a cemetery commission. So what I would like you to do is, each of us, myself included, to look at different forms of plaques, maybe go online or whatever, and let's come up with some kind of a plaque that we can put there beside the sign.
I think that's a great idea.
And the verbiage, what kind of verbiage we're going to
Okay.
have. So both of you would do that, I'll do it too, and
Okay.
maybe at the next meeting, we'll come up with something. All right?
Okay.
That vet cemetery assignment goes with the exception to the cemetery rules and regulations.
Okay.
Okay, the vet cemetery cost for the spouse. I'm getting a little confused myself on that because I thought that we had made, let me see here. Oh, one other thing while I'm doing this is that you know Marty and you know Marty.
Yes.
So Marty is right now helping us in the cemetery, not charging us anything for anything. In vet cemetery specifically. And he wants to be responsible for any veteran that's buried there now to take care of that veteran's plot, just like he does for his wife. No cost to us, other than we pay for the grass seed or bloom or whatever. You like to give me a motion on that, to accept that? Or do you have druthers or not?
I don't have any real druthers except, you know, I mean.
So he was actually volunteered to do it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he'll have to submit his paperwork just like anybody else. If Marty doesn't mind doing that, I have no objections.
I make a motion. What's his last name?
Marty's last name is what?
If I had it. You know, I used to.
I know it too.
I
Right
don't
tip
know
of
him.
my
I just
tongue.
know him as Marty.
Martin. M-A-R-T-I-N, Martin.
Yeah, it's mine or something, but anyway.
His wife used to call him his last Newby, N-E-W-B-Y.
What is it?
N-E-W-B-Y.
Newby. Of course it is.
I'm pretty sure I got it
Yeah,
right
yeah.
in here, but, yeah. Anyways, if you didn't get a second yet, I second it. But I don't know, if he keeps chasing those women, he may be married. That's
Yeah.
maybe a short deal we get.
Then they have an assistant.
Yeah, really. Oh, well.
So the fee for a spouse to be buried at the Veterans Cemetery has generally in the past been the going rate for a regular burial in the town.
That's what
This
I
was the
thought.
last Zigoris. Remember Zigoris
Yes.
just last week?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
That casket is made out of wood.
Is it?
Yeah. Doesn't look it, but it is.
Does not. Wow, that's beautiful.
They had the honor guard there, and they folded.
They're a regular Army honor guard from
Yeah, from Fort Devens.
Fort Devens. That's beautiful.
Yeah. And they were folding the flag. The young lady did an excellent job.
Good for them.
I don't have that price list. What I'm getting at, I guess, is that, as an example, this one we just did, the Zagoras one, that's double, it's double grade.
Right,
So on a double, we charge $1,400.
right.
And we paid Chris $1,200. Now, we don't have any cost identified on a double grave to open it. As an example, when the wife passes away, what are we gonna charge? Because that there says opening 800 and then 1,400, 800 for a single. But it's not really true because we're only going down 2 feet. We're not going down the full 6 feet. So it's not fair to charge $800, in my opinion. So what I'm thinking of doing is giving Chris a call and saying, Chris, when I have a double grave like this, what would you want to get for it? Because I don't think he should get $800 for going down 2 feet. You can almost shovel 2 feet by hand.
Yeah.
We didn't think about that
Let's
before.
think about that.
Yeah, we shouldn't. We should clear that up soon. Should try and get something proposed by the next meeting. Proposed. I'm not saying I'm gonna have the.
Let's do it right now. Let me give him a call.
Well, we'll go for a second. An opening for a full burial is
Good morning,
$850.
Kenneth. How the hell are you?
Fine, thank you. I have a question. I'm in a meeting right now with the commission. And
Yeah.
you did that double grave for Zagoras, you remember last week?
Yeah.
And so we paying you $1,200 for that one. But now, when the wife passes away, Chris, we only have 2 foot above the grave that we have to excavate. So how much would you get for that? We're not going down 6 feet.
Yeah, no, I don't know, we can figure that out. It'll be a hell of a lot less than that, though.
What do you,
I don't know, whatever's gonna be fair. I don't know how much work's involved, because Bob said we gotta go down a foot past the cover, because the cover's a foot. So I don't know, maybe $500 or something, or whatever. We can work it out. Whatever's fair for everybody, Ken. You know me, I'm not worried about it.
I know, so I'm trying to get a figure that we can agree to here and make it formal for the future, you know?
Does 500 sound fair, or 400, or 300, or what sounds good with you?
I think we let Chris think about it,
The town can make money, and everybody can make money.
and we bring it up at the next, meeting.
Okay,
Let him think about it, and we'll bring it up at the next meeting.
okay, Chris, you hear that? I don't know if you heard that.
All right, yeah. Yep, that sounds perfect.
Think about
I
it.
just haven't done one yet, so I'm not sure how much work it is, that's all.
Yeah, all right.
Good though.
That's what we all need to think about
Don't
it.
worry about it, man. Don't
Well,
even worry.
you know, Chris, that's a good point. What we can do is wait until we have that, we have one to do, and then you can determine from that how much.
Yep,
All right,
that
sir.
sounds good.
Okay, I'll just table this then
All
this
right.
morning.
Dynamite. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, bye-bye.
Appreciate the call.
Yeah, bye-bye.
Okay, see you now.
Okay. So he said between 400 or 500, but he
Right.
really didn't care. However, we're going to table this issue until we have a burial.
All right.
And then we'll see how much time it takes for him. So to get around the vault, he's gonna have to go down a foot below the cover.
Right,
I don't know if you've seen it, but the cover is flat slab. Big,
yeah,
probably 400 pounds, I guess, 500 pounds. So that means that he's gonna have to dig all around that shovel.
yes.
He can't use a backhoe. Okay, so we'll table that.
Table.
And that was the only issue I had.
I still wouldn't keep it tabled for long.
And then the spouse doesn't pay anything because for perpetual care.
Right,
The spouse doesn't pay anything because the veteran already paid for it.
Yeah, just like I said to Joan, I won't keep that as an open item for long, because he said himself he doesn't care. So it means we could sort of, okay, Marty, you know, we haven't decided this time or that time, so this is what we decided, you know.
Do we have any other new business?
we do not.
No, things have been,
Okay, I have a letter from a Mr. Patterson. He does gravestone cleaning. And I'd like you to look at this.
oh yeah,
This is what he sends me. And then he sent a letter, and the letter states, Town of Lakeville, he didn't send Cemetery Commission. I have been in business for 6 months, cleaning family headstones. I use a D2 solution, soft bristle brush. Soft bristle plus plastic and wooden scrapers, and lots of water to rinse the stones. So he's asking, I don't know what he's asking, other than send me this. I guess he wants to be considered for cleaning out stones.
You have to be careful with D2, because if you put it on the wrong kind of stone, it makes it's
You
really
ruin
bad
it.
for the stone.
You ruin it.
You ruin it.
yes.
You have to be really careful with
Okay, so
D2.
you have the letter sent from him, and I'm responding back.
Thanks, but no thanks.
So, no, I mean, I don't know, he's been in business 6 months, no references or nothing, so.
Yeah.
The letter is dated February 12th, 2020, Mr. Anthony F. Peterson, 7 Square Lane, Taunton, Mass. Dear Mr. Patterson, thank you for your January 2020 letter informing the Commission of your newly formed business to clean headstones. At this time, the Lakeville Cemetery Commission has no need of such cleanings in our cemetery per the vote at our February 11th, 2020 meeting. We don't have any need for it right now, right?
We do.
We will keep your contact information on record for future needs. Sincerely, the three of us.
Okay.
So, and Joan, for your record,
Okay.
and I need to send you a copy of this. Unless you want to copy it now
Can you email me a copy?
to put with that.
Yeah, you want to email me a copy? I just go out here, I don't know how to use a printing machine, but I can probably print one before we go.
All right,
I'll make a copy before we go.
this goes in an envelope.
Okay.
Miss Olet.
Oh,
Okay. You don't know Miss Olet, I don't think.
I know about her.
Yeah, you know about it, right? Okay, so in any event, we sent her a letter, and the letter was dated January 31st, 2020, to her. Your request by letter dated January 27, 2020, requesting recognition as sole ownership of the Young Cemetery at Thompson Hill Cemetery. Remember that? And please find enclosed with this letter all copied documents of the Young file, which Joan went and got, which are located at Lakeville Cemetery office. There was no recorded deed. A photograph of the young monument and a drawing of the lot locations also included. I did that in addition. So I gave her everything. So she sent me back a letter with the original letter. It says, hi Ken and Joan. Thank you for the cemetery jacket. I don't know what the jacket is.
Must be packet.
Packet. Unfortunately, my last name is misspelled and the street address number is incorrect. Would you please send out a corrected letter at your earliest convenience? So, we sent out a new letter. There it is, Joan. Corrected. And here's the envelope for it. You might want to make a copy of that one too, and this is for your file.
okay.
Vicky.
And to pay all bills, the only bill I have now is for Chris Reed, and that's the $1,200 for the full body burial of Mr. Zagoras. You want to sign that one?
Yeah.
And today's date?
Today, 10112.
Today is
1
20, 21? 11, yeah. Well, that's a pretty umbrella. The Bruins. Okay, Joan, we're gonna drop this off with those two envelopes on the way back.
So we're just going to,
That's gonna go into the,
Lori?
Downstairs.
Town accountant?
yeah,
Okay.
town accountant.
Yeah, town accountant.
Okay, guys, that's all I have. Anyone else have anything else?
100%. I think that's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
Okay, cemetery meeting is adjourned at 10:39. Next meeting will be March 10th.